Welcome Potterheads and curious muggles alike. Today, we're taking a magical journey through time to see how our favorite wizards and witches from the Harry Potter films have transformed since they first stepped foot into Hogwarts. From child actors who grew up before our eyes to seasoned performers who brought our favorite characters to life, let's see where the enchantment of Hollywood has taken them. In 2001, an 11-year-old Daniel Radcliffe donned those iconic round glasses and stepped into the role that would define a generation. With those wide, innocent eyes and that perpetually messy hair, little did he know he was embarking on a decade-long journey that would make him one of the most recognizable faces in the world. Fast forward to today, and our boy wizard has certainly done his best to break free from the typecasting spell. From performing naked on Broadway in Equus to playing a flatulent corpse in Swiss Army Man, Radcliffe has made some, let's say, interesting career choices. He's proven himself as a versatile actor in films like Guns Akimbo, Jungle, and Weird, the Al Yankovic Story. Fun fact, despite earning millions from the Potter franchise, Radcliffe admits he's barely spent any of it. Maybe he's keeping it in a high-security Gringotts vault. When 9-year-old Emma Watson auditioned for Hermione, she had no professional acting experience. Just like her character, what she lacked in experience, she made up for with sheer determination. And that hair, those early Hermione bushy locks were almost a character themselves. Today, Emma has transformed from the bookish Hermione into a fashion icon, UN Women Goodwill Ambassador, and advocate for gender equality. Her He For She campaign made waves worldwide, proving she's just as brave as her Gryffindor counterpart. And unlike many child stars, Watson took time off to pursue her education at Brown University. Hermione would definitely approve of that decision. With his flaming red hair and perfect comedic timing, Rupert Grint brought the lovable, sometimes jealous, always loyal Ron Weasley to life. His facial expressions alone deserved their own casting credit. Since hanging up his wand, Rupert has maintained a relatively low profile compared to his co-stars. He bought an ice cream truck with his Potter earnings, because why not? Starred in indie films and appeared in TV series like Snatch and Servant. And in 2020, Grint added a new title to his resume that even outranks head boy he became a dad. I wonder if his child's first word was
Wingardium Leviosa.
With his slicked-back platinum blonde hair and perpetual sneer, Tom Felton made us all love to hate Draco Malfoy. He delivered the line, "My father will hear about this," so many times, it should have been on his family crest.
"My father will hear about this!"
These days, Tom couldn't be further from his villainous character. He's become a fan favorite at conventions, embraced his Slytherin prince status with good humor, and even developed a close friendship with Emma Watson, proving that Slytherins and Gryffindors can get along after all. He's continued acting in projects like The Flash TV series and Origin, and has pursued his love of music. Tom's also a massive Harry Potter fan himself, often posting Draco-related content that would make his father, well, hear about this.
"My father will hear about this!"
If there was ever a poster child for the term glow up, it's Matthew Lewis. As young Neville Longbottom, Lewis wore false teeth, prosthetic ears, and shoes 2 sizes too big to make him appear more awkward. And then puberty hit like a well-aimed stupefy spell. Lewis's transformation was so dramatic that it spawned its own term. Neville Longbottoming, defined as becoming extremely attractive after being previously overlooked. His 2015 shirtless photo shoot for Attitude magazine had the internet collectively fanning itself. Like Neville, Lewis has shown his range in projects like Me Before You, Terminal, and the BBC's All Creatures Great and Small. The awkward boy who lost his toad became the man who found his confidence. When we first met Ginny Weasley, she was the shy little sister with a massive crush on Harry, barely able to speak in his presence. Bonnie Wright was just 10 years old when cast, with only a few lines in the first film. Today, Bonnie has expanded her talents beyond acting to become a director, producer, and environmental activist. She's directed several short films and runs her own production company. And unlike her on-screen romance with Harry, Wright keeps her personal life relatively private. She's living proof that sometimes the quietest characters have the most to say. With his silky voice and dramatic pauses, Alan Rickman created one of the most complex characters in the series. His portrayal of Severus Snape was so iconic that it's impossible to read the books without hearing turn to page 394 in his distinctive drawl.
Turn to page 394.
Sadly, the wizarding world lost one of its greatest talents when Rickman passed away in 2016. What many fans don't know is that J.K. Rowling told Rickman the truth about Snape's character long before the final books were published, helping him infuse his performance with the complexity the role deserved. After all this time, always, we miss you, Professor.
After all this time. Always.
Dame Maggie Smith brought the strict but fair Professor McGonagall to life with such perfection that it's hard to imagine anyone else in the role. Her ability to be simultaneously intimidating and maternal made McGonagall everyone's favorite teacher. Already an acclaimed actress before Potter, Smith continued her illustrious career afterward, most notably as the sharp-tongued Dowager Countess in Downton Abbey. Sadly, the wizarding world lost this incredible talent when Dame Maggie Smith passed away in September 2024 at age 89, leaving behind an extraordinary legacy spanning over 7 decades. Fun fact, Smith was actually battling cancer while filming the final Potter movies, yet never missed a day of shooting. That remarkable dedication showed the true Gryffindor courage she shared with Professor McGonagall. As McGonagall once said, "We teachers are rather good at magic, you know." And indeed, Smith's magical performances will continue to inspire generations to come. In perhaps the most perfect casting in the series, Evanna Lynch embodied the dreamy, quirky Luna Lovegood so naturally because she was already a massive Harry Potter fan before being cast. Lynch beat out 15,000 other girls for the role. Since Potter, Lynch has continued acting, become an activist for veganism and animal rights, and competed on Dancing with the Stars. She remains close with the Potter community and often speaks about how the character of Luna helped her recover from an eating disorder. Just like Luna, Lynch reminds us that embracing your uniqueness is the most magical quality of all. Before he was a sparkling vampire or the caped crusader, Robert Pattinson was the Hufflepuff heartthrob Cedric Diggory. Though his time in the Potter universe was brief, spoiler alert for 18-year-old movie, his impact was memorable. Talk about a career transformation. Pattinson went from wizard to vampire in Twilight, then deliberately chose indie films to showcase his range before stepping into the Batsuit as the newest Batman. His journey from Hogwarts to Gotham shows just how far a talented Hufflepuff can go. I wonder if Bruce Wayne ever uses Lumos instead of turning on the bat signal. When Gary Oldman burst onto the screen as the wrongfully accused Sirius Black, he brought a perfect blend of manic energy and paternal warmth that made us all wish we had a godfather like him, minus the whole Azkaban situation. Already a chameleon-like actor before Potter, Oldman continued his impressive career, eventually winning an Academy Award for his portrayal of Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour. From Sirius Black to Churchill to Commissioner Gordon in the Dark Knight trilogy, Oldman proves that true acting magic doesn't require a wand. With her wild hair, wilder eyes, and that maniacal laugh, Helena Bonham Carter's Bellatrix Lestrange was the villain we loved to hate. Her deranged portrayal made Bellatrix one of the most memorable Death Eaters in the series. Known for playing eccentric characters both before and after Potter, Bonham Carter has continued her distinctive career in films like Ocean's 8 and TV series like The Crown. Her off-screen style is almost as eclectic as Bellatrix's, though thankfully with fewer, unforgivable curses. Creating a villain as terrifying as Voldemort is no small feat, especially when you have no nose to work with. Ralph Fiennes brought the Dark Lord to chilling life, making He Who Must Not Be Named truly worthy of his fearsome reputation. Since hanging up his dark robes, Fiennes has continued his acclaimed career in films like The Grand Budapest Hotel and the recent Bond movies as M. He's also returned to his theatrical roots on stage. Rumor has it he insisted on personally practicing the unusual hand positions and movements to make Voldemort's wand work seem distinctive and snake-like. Now that's commitment to the dark arts. From platform 9 3/4 to Hollywood red carpets, the journey of these actors reminds us that while the Harry Potter films may have concluded, the magic lives on through their continuing careers and the indelible mark they've left on our culture. Whether they've embraced their Potter fame or tried to distance themselves from it, each of these actors contributed to creating a world that continues to enchant new generations. They grew up in front of our eyes, some quite literally from children to adults, and we've been privileged to witness their magical transformations. So, the next time you revisit the halls of Hogwarts through a movie marathon, remember that somewhere out there, these talented individuals are continuing their own adventures even without time turners or marauders' maps to guide them. Until then.
Mischief managed.